everybody, DSR here with another Transformers review. This time I have Generation Skullgrin, and I just recently got him a few days ago, and he instantly became one of my favorite Transformers of all time. I really love the way this guy looks. Instantly fell in love with him as soon as I got him. And it's really cool because he came with a lot of cool accessories. Obviously, this is the Transformers Prime RC rifle, and I just have it in his hands. He did not come with that. What he does come with is this small smoke grenade launcher. I think that's what it is, if I read his card right or whatever. This little machine gun up here with a shield, which is cool, and a little 6-pack missile launcher. Now, the only ones I actually pose him with are, is his axe, or pickaxe, I mean, and his missile launchers. I don't keep the machine gun or the smoke grenade launchers on him, but just looking at him, you can see all of the 3mm clip ports that he has all over him. He has just one on this leg. Actually, he has a half of one here, which is kind of weird. It almost looks like it was cut off, but it's not. It actually has like a little lip on there from the original mold or whatever. It does look like it was clipped off though, which is a strange look, but whatever. Maybe it's supposed to be like an exhaust port. Clips on in just odd places, like here on the side of his foot down here, but he doesn't have one on the other foot. You know, go figure. He's really asymmetrical, and the more I mess around with him, the more I really like this asymmetrical look. He's got another clip up here. These are like the only symmetrical clips he does have, are on his back kibble here, which becomes his tank treads. Skullgrin, if you don't know who he is, was a pretender in the G1 series, so he has this really awesome head sculpt of what I believe is a goat skull, and you can kind of see the silvery of his mouth in there, and these really awesome, like, red-orange eyes, that's really piercing. And I almost wish that he would have had, like, orange or red light piping in his head, but I really do appreciate the use of the paint apps on here. It looks really good on his head. Moving around, let's see, show him in the back, and he has a lot of back kibble back here, and if you don't like it, it is really as easy as disconnecting the backpack and popping them off of a ball joint. The ball joint's super easy to pop them off. The inside joint is like split in here, so, and you can piece this back together if you really want to store it. And I really like this little missile launcher. It works better on his left-hand side rather than the other side because it hangs down, whereas if you put it on the other side, it kind of hangs up and it looks sort of dorky and a little bit out of place, and you can angle it still, but I think the best way to show this off on him is just hanging on the side. It looks more like it belongs there. But if you really don't like these, you can throw them off to the side, doesn't matter, and they clip right back on for vehicle mode. And I like to have him with like his pickaxe, sorry, I keep messing that up, like hung over his shoulder. You could also do, this is another thing I really like about the figure, is he has articulated hands. Not super articulated, but they do open, so you know, you can have him posed shooting or something and have his other hand open or reaching for something, which is really cool. I like that it opens up, and it really has to, just the design of the mold to hold on to his pickaxe, which, if you couldn't tell already, is actually the barrel of his gun in his vehicle mode. And you can you know, pose him with the pickaxe down on the ground or something over his shoulder. He's also, this is where it plugs into in vehicle mode, and I tried messing around with it. You can plug it in there, but then he's got this jutting out weird at the back, and it just looks out of place, and then also hinders his movement really badly. But you know, for these bars, you can move him back if you don't want to have him displayed with all his kibble, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and put them back on just for the sake of having them on there. And another really cool thing about this guy is, I forget, he's a redeco of, the name escapes me, who is recolored after, and the other one has a different head sculpt, obviously, but if you have both of them, these front pads right here, which look kind of cool as like a commando kind of thing, that's why I have him still on his chest when I have him with the gun, but these are actually, like, this is the front of his vehicle mode with the headlights and the cab, but they also push off to the sides and become shoulder pads, which is really cool. And you can see down here his tires fold up under his chest. But all in all, it's a really cool, really cool mold, and I really like the character. I'm going to go ahead and cut now to show you guys him in vehicle mode. And here we have Skullgrin in vehicle mode. Right off the bat, just to show the articulation of the gun barrel, it will go down even farther than in a straight line. So if you want, he could shoot at the ground in front of him. It can also go about that high, so we can get aerial targets, depending on how you want to pose them, if you pose them in vehicle mode. As you can see, the 3mm clips weapons mounted all over him. You can see the single clips that are actually symmetrical on him are right here in front of the tank treads. So I usually just throw his missile launcher on there, and the machine gun is pretty much meant for this little post up here, the circular part that was on one of his legs. It's pretty much meant for the turret gun, sort of, and it can move around all the way around. And then if I do display him with the smoke grenade launcher, I just throw it on the back here or something. I don't really like it on him, so what I usually do is I will take it off and put it on Generations Warpath. I just happen to have handy, and throw it on his leg like I do on Skullgrin in robot mode, and just gives a little extra weaponry to my Autobots, and just gives Warpath even more guns. And when I have him in robot mode, I don't use the grenade launcher or the machine gun, so I pop that off, and actually I'll take my Power Core Combiner's Menasor-ish guy back here, and this is the black version of Huffer. I forget the name of him, but he has these exhaust pipes back here that I think they tab. No, I don't know if it tabs in there or not, but they are actually 3mm posts, just about, and this does clip on there. So sometimes I'll have the little machine gun on his back here, if you can see it. There we go. That's much better. Just plugged in onto the little end of that, and he can have a machine gun over his shoulder. Can barely see it back here because of all the black, but it does clip on there. So that's just a random, interesting little thing. Oh, I'm not even gonna mess with that guy right now. But just to show him in vehicle mode, and let's see, who do I have handy in vehicle mode? Throw full of Cybertron Prime next to him. Skullgrin's a pretty fair-sized vehicle mode, or War for Cybertron Megatron, who is the leader of my Decepticons. So he looks pretty good for a tank. Actually, what would be a great idea would be if I would show him with Warpath. So hold on a second. And here he is with Generations Warpath. You can see Warpath is obviously an H tank. So he's a lot different size than the half-tread tank, but they are about the same length from back treads to front. Skullgrin's a little bit longer, just by a hair. Skullgrin's gun is definitely bigger, no doubt about that, and it actually has better posability. Your Warpaths can go from nyeh to nyeh, and Skullgrins can go from here all the way to there. So he's got a little bit of firepower advantage over Warpath. And he's actually a little bit taller. If you don't include Warpath's accessories up here, or if you fold him down or to the sides, whatever. But I just wanted to show him next to a tank of the same scale and the same series. So overall, I would say that Skullgrin is an awesome figure. He looks great. He's got amazing posability. He's got good angle rockers. He's got posable hands. You know, a couple joints in his arms. Lots of different options you can pose him with. You can open up his chest panels. You can even take off his back kibble completely. You can pose him with or without his accessories. And you can throw anything in his hands, really, and he looks great with them. So, you know, this figure gets an outstanding review from me. There is a fan mode to make this like a artillery unit or something, but I don't know what it looks like, or I haven't done it anyway. But you can kind of lift up his whole section here and raise this up. Not that there's really a point to that, but you can raise it up and rotate it if you really want to. If you want to give him even more range upwards, that's just an option. It does clip out and pops back into place just like that, and then you have to close that back up. And he has, where his knee pads are, these little handles that supposedly was originally supposed to be for scout class figures to hold on to them when it's like in the artillery mode. And like I said, I think it like flips around and comes up or something, and this separate, actually that might be it. That might actually be what it is. If it's something like that. But anyway, Skullgrin's definitely an awesome figure, awesome character, and is a really super fun toy. And I would definitely recommend picking him up if your local stores are still carrying Generations. I've seen a lot of Generations at like Fry's Electronics, other places that sell stuff not like they don't. That's not their main products. Sometimes they'll have old stock, but otherwise you can pick them up on eBay, Amazon, or find someone that has them and doesn't want them. But that's what I did for him. But I flippin' love this figure. He's really fun to play with, and he's a great addition to your Decepticon arsenal. Thanks for watching.